Hey guys, and welcome back to an all new episode of Indie Music Shorts brought to you by Indie Music Streams. I'm your host, Melanie Victor. This is Ep.6, and today we are with the amazingly talented artist, Danielle Helena. Danielle, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Nice to see you.
I'm so excited to see you, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
And we also have another special guest. We have Cameron with us today, who is your son. Hi, Cameron. He's like in his own world. Yeah. And he's how old, you said?
He will be 2 on June 3rd.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, my son is June 30th. So yeah, so welcome to the interview too as well. I'm glad he's here because I know what that whole mom life, work life is all about. So I appreciate it. So he is more than welcome to be here. But yeah, so I want to just start from the beginning. Tell us a little bit about how you got your start into music. Like, when did you get introduced and when did you fall in love with music?
Ooh, being in the car with my parents and listening to the radio, being at home listening to music. Like, I don't remember a time when music wasn't a part of my life. Like, I started taking piano lessons at like 5.5 years old. I'm not good at piano by any means, but I was sitting at a piano at 5.5. And 90s R&B. Like, I grew up on 90s R&B, had my CD player in the room, had my favorites on repeat. I was listening to a ton of Monica, a ton of Brandy, later on a ton of JoJo, a lot of Mariah, a lot of like throwback Janet and Lauryn Hill, and just like all the R&B. All the R&B of TLC. I went hard on TLC.
What's your favorite?
I was a member of the group. But was just always listening to music and reading Word Up magazine, and just wanted that to be my day-to-day life. Like, these people get to create music for a living. Like, how dope is that? And that's kind of just what I wanted to do.
When did you realize you had an actual voice to sing?
Probably once I started joining choirs. Okay. Like, I was singing choir in middle school. In high school, I joined the Oakland Youth Chorus, and like they would always try to give me all the solos. I'm like, why am I always singing all the solos? But that's when I kind of had an idea, like, oh, you could do this if you work at it and train more, and like this is a possibility. And I've been writing music since I was like maybe 8. Like, once I kind of understood what the piano did and how notes worked, I would just like sit at it and make up stuff, like little 2-note, 3-note songs. I mean, I'm still writing 2-chord, 3-chord songs. So not much has changed, but I've been writing for fun, just in my spare time, at like for decades now. So
I love that. I love that you're doing this today. Like, this is your career. It started from when you were so young, and you've continued on that journey. Like, that's always inspiring to me, that people that just follow their path, like this is what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
I've been consistent. I tried to stop doing it, and music kept coming to me, and I'd always have like songs in my head, and my voice notes were always crazy on my phone, just coming up with ideas all the time, and writing notes in my journal. And it's like, if this is this thing that you're always doing and no one's telling you to do it or paying you to do it, like maybe you should try doing it and getting paid for it. And I mean, people really aren't paying me that much for it, but the goal is to get there.
Yeah, eventually. And you just keep doing it, and those doors and opportunities will open up if you just don't stop. So that's inspiring. And also, I got to check out your short documentary by The Artist Life, and it was so cool, so inspiring, just to hear more of your story. And what sparked me, it made me want to ask you, like, what your definition of success is as a working artist, because there's a lot of challenges, like people telling you don't do it, get a real job, comments, or whatever it may be, just challenges in life. So, and to me, you seem like a person that doesn't let these things stop you. Like, you just continue to
hard-headed.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing, right? It's good
in some ways.
Yeah, for the career, it's definitely good, because this is a different type of path that not everybody really understands if you're not pursuing it. So what is your definition of success as a musician?
I honestly, like, to the masses, I have not reached success at all, but like in my heart, I feel so successful right now. Like I
Yes.
don't want to be that morbid, but like if I died tomorrow, I lived a very full life. Like I've had a kid,
Yeah.
I've produced an album, I've been able to travel the world and sing all over the world. Like I feel like I've done it all, but obviously monetarily, like now I'm still broke. I still live low key paycheck to paycheck, and I'm just, selling products and bartending and working for a hair care company and like doing all these things and blogging and hoping that like one day the money amount that I'm making now will like grow from doing it consistently over time. But I'm chilling. I feel great. I
I love that.
love life.
I love that you're fulfilled already. You know what I mean? Like that, because that's what's important. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I'll be happy when this happens, or, I'll have made it when this happens, but you already feel like in your heart successful. And that's why it's important, I think, to define your own success, because like, so to other people's standards or the world standards, they may be like, oh, you're not successful if you haven't done this, but you're like, no, I feel fulfilled. Like I live a fulfilled life. I think that's beautiful that that you're to that point. You know what I mean? Yeah, we always want the money to catch up. Like that's everybody's dream.
Yeah, but that's over time. The longer you do
Yeah,
something, you get paid more for it. And I
exactly.
love making things. Like making things is one of my favorite things to do. And I get to make things for a living. I get people pay me to do that's what pays my rent. Like I make things. I
That,
make drinks, I make music, I
yeah,
make food, I make soap and stuff. Like I just make stuff and I get paid for it.
you're
And
creative.
that's successful.
Yeah, I love that. So let's talk about your decision to move to New York. I know you live in New York, which is so
Well, no,
cool.
I live in Berkeley now.
You live in Berkeley? Oh, I thought you lived in
Yeah.
New York.
I lived in New York. So I moved at the very beginning
Oh,
of the pandemic. So I was doing like all the stuff that I do here. I was doing it there, doing so far shows, doing, booking gigs
okay.
locally and trying to tour along the coast, but not really like to DC or like to Chicago, not like far. Uh,
Yeah. So what was it like in your, I know you said it was in the beginning of the pandemic, so
yeah, I didn't have to be in New York for any of it. Basically, once the restaurants closed, I was like, okay, bye, you guys.
I'm out.
And I miss my friends in New York, and I met some of the most amazing people that are in my heart always. But
Wow.
um, as far as like New York City, I don't miss it.
That you don't miss it.
No,
Okay. So not for you. Tried it, but not for you.
not for me. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a place that you can go back to and perform in. It's always going to be there. There's always stuff happening there when you do go, and there's still people I love there, so I have to go visit all the time. But
Yeah.
I think creatively, there's more magic happening
Mm,
here because there's less noise, if
yeah.
that makes sense.
Oh, it does. Yep. I fully understand that.
Like
Like,
even just as a writer, I can create better here.
hmm,
My head is more clear. There's
yeah.
less things here.
Yeah. No, I understand that. And environment, like you said, like it's so important. And for some people, New York might be it, but like yourself. Cause I remember we lived in LA for a few years, with BJ doing the music and I act. So that was like that journey. But we started getting so many more opportunities in the Bay Area and our heart was here. So, and most people are just like, what? Actor, you got to be in LA. And we're like, we living in the Bay. Like, I like the market here for acting, like I like commercials and voiceover and print and all
Mhm.
that's here. And, BJ with like the independent movement and just the music and the opportunities, it's just a different vibe. So I completely understand you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what are some of the things that you've learned about yourself, just like as a person, on your journey as an artist.
I think I grew the most when I found ways to be comfortable in being vulnerable, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
the more vulnerable you become, the better of an artist you become. I mean, for audiences, for yourself, you're more open to growth. You kind of have to like be transparent in order for the light to shine through you back to other people in a
That's
way.
real. So were you always like more of a guarded person, would you say?
Yeah, I'm a Cancer. So I'm like all this, like I have this hardcore shell. People tell me I like look super intimidating or like I look mean when they don't get to know me because I have resting bitch face, you know what I mean? Um, and I think becoming more comfortable in my art and being more comfortable in sharing the, the deepest parts of my soul, I guess, on stage,
Hmm.
you gotta like you open up, you become a better person from it, and you become more approachable.
Yeah. Yeah. You're more relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you get to that point to start opening up? Because like if you're a person that is closed, I'm not closed, like I'm open, but I think I still struggle with that vulnerability because there's a fear there, right? To be vulnerable and be fully exposed to people. Like, what's some advice you would give? Like, now that you feel like you're kind of to that place where you allow yourself to be vulnerable, how do you open up that or break down those walls?
Well, we talked about it a lot in acting class in college. So that was helpful. Like studying theater and learning what it means to be human and um
Yeah.
like we had to really understand the human experience in order to portray it on stage, right? Um, so that was a huge part of it. Also, just like being in relationships and getting your heart broken, that was part of it. And performing more and more. I think I got so used to performing in groups. I
Hmm.
performed like in choirs and a cappella groups and in musicals and stuff. And as a part of like the chorus, and now into my adult years I'm like I'm only singing by myself now, really. Like
Yeah.
you become more vulnerable naturally because
Yeah.
the light is more on your face.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. So now that you're a mom, how would you say your pursuit has changed or been challenged or enhanced?
Challenged because I feel so much overwhelming like love right now that I have all this creativity inside me. I want to sit at the piano all the time and like come up with stuff. I'm always like pulling out my phone to record voice notes.
Yeah.
Because he was like inside of me as I was taking voice lessons in New York. I was pregnant and like still doing music stuff and still going to my voice lessons regularly. He wants to be on me while I'm singing. It just happened like a couple minutes ago. I was practicing piano and like I can't practice piano without holding him because he wants to be like on me, like feeling me breathing and singing. Otherwise, he's going to cry if he's not in my lap while I'm singing. So
Wow.
trying to practice slash write songs with him in my space is very hard. It's
Yeah.
very, but in a way, it's so beautiful. And like, I'm so grateful that I have that ability to connect with him in that way and that makes him feel soothed
Yeah.
because he was inside of me and felt it. So now he can see it on the outside world. And I don't
That's
know, my
beautiful.
first gig during the pandemic, he was literally on me.
Oh wow. While you're performing.
So chill the whole time. I was performing at CL in Berkeley. Have you
Okay.
seen? It's
I-
this like dope. It's like a studio space where you can rent rooms out for photography stuff, commercial
okay.
stuff. Like, but they had a night of people just sharing their art in a very intimate way. And I got to sing a song, and of course, I was like scared of having him in the audience because he was like fresh out of the womb. So I was like,
Oh,
put him on me so he doesn't like cry. And he
yeah.
was awake, but he didn't cry. He just kind of laid on me and felt soothed.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. It's like soothing for him, I'm sure. It's his comfort.
Hmm.
Wow. So it'll be no surprise if he ventures off into music then, because he's just
I know he'll have a strong love for it because he
yeah,
gets it naturally. I don't know if he'll, want to play an instrument or want to sing
yeah,
or what, but
yeah. That exposure is everything. It's everything. It really is. I think that's beautiful that he gravitates to you while you're actually doing your art. Because it's like music is so powerful, but
it
just
is.
to see that connection, like it just further confirms like the power of music. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So can you talk about we talked about, you talked about how you create stuff for a living. Like you make a lot of things. So talk about your side hustles. Because I was looking at your website, and your website is just so inviting. It feels very calming.
Oh, thank you.
It's such a good vibe. I was like, yes, like this just feels so good. And I can tell you're very self-sufficient and you're very passionate and take pride in the things that you do and present. So talk about some of your side hustles and how you make ends meet, and give some advice to other artists, because we hear that, oh, struggling artists, or I can't, do it all. I have a 9 to 5. Can you just give some advice to artists of how to kind of be more self-sufficient?
It is doable. I think people place a lot of emphasis on, I don't know. I don't even know what I was going to try to say. All I know is I bartend 3 days a week. Um, Sometimes more if people need extra shifts picked up, usually less, like hopefully just 3.
Yeah.
I just started also selling my products at a market at Artisan Fleas on Saturdays in Berkeley. In Berkeley. Um, and then also I work basically full time all the other time for a hair care company. I started making like soaps and stuff a while ago, and I also make these conditioner bars. And I've been working with this company. They reached out to me. It's actually my god sister, but she reached out to me and um, wanted me to develop a bar specifically for this company, CBY Beauty. So I'm making bars for them in addition to also running like social media and blogging, and I'm their communications director. So um, I kind of do have like a little bit of a corporate job, but it's not the traditional corporate job. I like make my own hours. And it's typically outside of the normal 9 to 5. Sometimes it's like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. You do what you can when you can. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm creating more music and doing more gigs too, like paid gigs that
Yeah.
will help feed. And then I also sell products at all of the shows, so that helps pay rent too.
That's good.
Um, what else do I do? And I haven't done this in a while, but I've done like private, like bartender for private parties or catered events on the side. So
Yeah.
you got to have multiple skills when you're an artist. So
Yeah, for
you
sure.
got to know how to do all your own stuff, and you got to know how to do other stuff for other people so you can support the art, because it's a struggle out here. But I try not to think about all of the crazy things I do. I do so many things sometimes.
Yeah.
But I try not to think about it too much, because then I get stressed out and like overwhelmed. Just like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna think in the moment and be present in the moment, and just be so grateful that I can do all of these things and still, be functional.
Yeah. And it's not like you feel like, "Oh, I hate my life. I wish I could do what I really want to do."
No,
You're
I'm
actually
doing what I
doing
really want to do. That's what feels so good. That's why I'm like,
that.
I
Yeah.
get stressed, but I'm not about to be stressed, because all of these things are great. And I'm learning so much. And like, who would have thought I'd ever become like a cosmetic chemist? But like low key, I'm a cosmetic chemist. And the more and more I do it, the more and more I learn, the more and more I want to like teach others. So there's like all this growth that happens in doing something for a very long time. You become the educator and the expert. So years down the line, I see myself like writing books, and my side hustles will be royalties from literature I've created rather than just music, and stuff like that.
That's bomb. I love that. When did you start creating like soaps and bars and things like that?
Being broke and hard-headed in New York, like this stuff is too expensive. We're gonna have to figure something out. So I just started looking up like, how can you make all this stuff at home?
So it came out of necessity, basically.
Kinda, yeah. I was looking at where I was spending the most of my money, and it was at Dwayne Reed on like shampoo, conditioner, body wash, like deodorant, all these things that you need. But I was like, but can I make it at home? And then I just started making it at home.
And now you said you're like a chemist for a hair care company. That's pretty cool.
Well, because it started as like this natural hair care journey, and then I was like learning more about chemicals that are great for your hair. And there are so many chemicals that are great for your hair, including water. Water is a chemical, by the way. So I've been, mixing and mastering stuff in the kitchen and making plastic-free products that people can enjoy. And not destroy the planet while using.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out your products because I'm all about natural hair. So
You would love my conditioner bars. You have great hair for it because you wear it out, so it would
yeah.
keep it bouncy and shiny.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out. I'm here for that. All about the natural hair. So, um,
I
what
gotta
would
make you guys some samples.
yes, I would love that. Like I'm so interested because I'm all about that. I remember there was a time where that's all I watched on YouTube was just natural hair videos and just trying to figure out my own journey. I started in when we lived in LA. I like committed to it, like no heat and just going natural fully. And it's been a while now. So when you said that, I was like, oh, that's dope. I need to check out your stuff. Like that's super cool.
It's good stuff. And once you do the natural look, and like I don't even dye my hair anymore because it would just like split it off.
Yeah.
It grows so long.
It's true. That is so true. And so
You're not
healthy and quick.
manipulating it all the time. It gets so long. Like it's up in a bun now, but my hair is so long and it was so short like a year ago.
Yeah. Just from the like taking care of it in the right way. Like it just allows it to do its natural thing. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's really cool. So what would you say the next step in your career is? Like what is the thing that you feel like you need or want to advance your career to the next level?
I want to master playing piano and singing at the same time.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I have tortured audiences listening to me play piano and sing the last few years, and like I really need to get better at it, and I want to get better at it, and that's kind of my personal goal for myself. I
Yeah.
want to be able to like really kill it in a live performance. I want people to like want to come out to see me. You know how you see people and you're like, oh my God, they were so great live. Like I
Yeah.
want to be so great live. So
I love
that's my personal goal for myself.
Okay, I love that. Do you have any like musical inspirations? Like who are your
Everybody.
yeah.
Right now, I think I listen to like JoJo and Khalid and Neo and like Khalid and Havas and her,
Mm-hmm.
Amber Mark. Who am I listening to a lot of right now? Jordan Rocket. Um, oh, and Jacob Collier, Tori Kelly. Like I love poppy music. I also love R&B. I love like loungy,
Yeah.
like European style lounge music. I don't know, I love everything. I'm so open-minded when it comes to music in ways. And it's hard, like as a songwriter, because I'm like, I wrote this song, but like it could fit in any genre. You can go any way with it. And I never really know which direction to. I'm not a producer, so I don't really
Yeah.
know how to like specify like, oh, it should go into this genre and have these aspects. I don't really know that stuff.
Yeah. You're just like, I just create music and the type of music that I
Write
like.
the words and I hear melodies. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I get that.
beat for me.
Uh, what part of the music business do you feel like has been most lucrative for you? Like, would you say it's shows, music sales, features, or collaborating with other artists? Like, what has been the thing that you feel like, or the area that you feel like you've had, the most success?
Live performances where I'm allowed to sell my products afterwards are the most lucrative for me.
Gotcha.
And that's true for any artist. They'll tell you going on tour. Like if you
Yeah.
want to make money, you got to go on tour and sell merch.
Right.
So that's where I've made money in music, not really in making the actual songs and recording them, but
Yeah.
performing them live, which is why I've written like probably 20-ish songs since my last record came out. And like, I haven't recorded them. I just like sing them live for people. And it's like, well, why haven't you recorded it? It's like the recording doesn't make you the money, the performance of it does. So
Yeah.
where's the like, I don't know, drive to record? I should
Yeah.
go record, but I'm like, recording costs a lot of money. I could just like do a live.
Live, yeah. So your merch and yeah. Yeah, I get that. So tell us about the artist only store and what the significance of it is.
Artist only is all about staying true to the artist you are at birth. Like he's two, he wants to draw a tiger. Can he really draw a tiger? No, it's scratch. But like he wants to create, right? And I think that's who we are like at our core, and then we kind of evolve as we're taught other things. And a lot of people are taught to not tap into that creative side of themselves because it's not going to make them any money. Like, go get a job, do something else, right?
Yeah.
So artist only for me was me being hard headed and being like, no, I'm gonna do the art and the art only. I'm like, I'm gonna stay creative. I'm gonna, be true to who we are naturally.
Mhm.
And that's artists. We're all born artists. So I want to keep it alive. Babies
Yeah.
love music.
So true. So true. And not like suppressing that, allowing artists to tap into their artistry like unapologetically. Because like
Yeah,
you said, we hear so many messages of like, yeah, that's cool, but what are you really gonna do with your life? Like, and you feel that pressure of like, I gotta, like always asking kids and people, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's such a like,
I want to be what I am right now.
yeah, like I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of pressure and a lot of different messages. So I love the idea behind that of just like, it's like just being true and unapologetic and like who you are and what you want to do and go after. So yeah.
And all of the products are all about, they're all homemade, obviously made in my home, and all about being kinder to the earth. So I don't wrap anything in plastic. I try not to use any ingredients that are harmful to the earth. I try to be as green as possible in all the ways possible, recycling stuff that I can recycle, using packaging that is reusable or compostable, playing my part.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also just making stuff that's like good for you, like great for your hair, great for your skin, like great for, wounds and stuff. And like, I'm not claiming it's not like I'm not selling you medicine or anything, but it's like the earth's natural healing properties granted in plants and vegetables and all that stuff. I'm putting it in products. So
yeah, products that we use and consume. So, and that we're putting that in our bodies or, on our bodies. So I think it's important.
And it makes it more accessible because a lot of that stuff is expensive to get. And
yeah.
Once you do get it, you're paying all these different middlemen, and I'm getting it straight. You get it straight from the source. You don't have to pay the middleman. I made it.
Yeah.
Put it on your body. It'll feel great.
Someone who's just starting a career in music or as a musician, what's some tips or advice that you would give them?
I don't know. I'm the one looking for the advice.
You got some advice to give?
I would say be hard-headed. I don't know that it's beneficial to tell people to be hard-headed, but when you're first starting out, you'll have a lot of people in your ear telling you a lot of different things. And if you don't know who you are, they're going to really blur your vision of who you are. So you have to really define your brand for yourself first before they get a chance to.
Yeah.
That's all I really got.
That's great advice. That's not a small thing. That's like so important, right?
But everybody's journey is so different, and it's all about who you know, and you can't focus on anybody else's journey but your own.
Yeah. Yep. I fully agree with that. Because there's so, like you said, you were talking about like the noise and the distractions. That is a big part of it, like looking at this person and that, and not focusing on what it is that you want to do and what you're providing and giving, the message that you're sending out. Like, we get so easily distracted and looking right, looking left, like, what does this person do? And you lose sight of yourself. And I think what you said is so important about, if you don't define who you are, somebody else is going to do it for you, and that's a mess in itself. Because somebody had said something the other day. They said something like, some people don't even like themselves, and you expect them to like validate you and like, tell you good things about yourself. So you don't know what other people are trying to put into you. So you have to be able to define yourself. So if someone else is giving you a message, you're like, okay, wait, I received this, or wait, I don't receive that. That's not in alignment with who I am. So I think that is great advice. That is so important. It's so important.
Thank you. I don't create too many hard-headed people, but I think it's beneficial to being a little bit hard-headed.
It is. Yeah. I mean, you gotta be like firm in who you are. You have to be.
You really do. He's over here about to break my printer cord. I need my printer cam.
Yeah. You look just like you guys look just alike. Do you get that a lot?
I get it sometimes, and then sometimes they're like, "You look like his daddy." All that work for.
Yeah. Oh, I know that.
He looks like his daddy. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys have the same face. I see it. I mean, I don't know what his dad looks like, but yeah, you guys look alike to me. So let's talk about motherhood. How would you say, what's the question I want to ask? What are some of the things you've learned as a mother that you've applied to your music career and vice versa?
Ooh, maybe like time management. I don't know. I used to babysit before I became like a mother, so I got into the habit of just being as patient as possible at all times.
Ooh, how you do that? Yeah.
Just like I smoke a lot of weed. It's patience. So patience, it taught me more patience, like parenting in general, like
absolutely.
Because kids see things at a different speed, and all of this is so new to them.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think music is this huge industry, and there's millions of artists all over the world, right? There's music everywhere. You throw a rock and you hit somebody who thinks they play a guitar, right? So it's like there's all this noise and all this stuff. I think being a mom has taught me to just be present and be patient and focus on what matters and what you can control. Yeah. And kind of not pay attention to what you can't control, because some stuff is just out of your control.
Yeah, yeah. It's so true. Everything you said, I agree.
I was like I have to be in control of everything all the time. And then like once you become a mom, you're like, yeah. So you just gotta let some stuff go.
True. It's a surrendering process. Like I definitely agree with that. That's been my reality check. Like you have to let go of the control and you have to just like be present in the moment. And what you said is good. Kids see things at a different speed, or they do things at a different speed. And whereas I'm always like, okay, come on. And it's like, they're like, oh, it's just, yes, I completely agree with you with the patience, all of that. Very well said. Because motherhood has just been something that there's no book, there's no manual, like, and everybody's journey is different.
They didn't come with instructions
at all. Like there's no instruction book, like there's no directions on this. So being present has been the number one thing and patience. Those are like the top two things that I think I've had to work on too, as to be a good mom and not go crazy and go insane. I mean, I've had moments where I'm just like super overwhelmed and just like, oh my gosh, but keeping those things at the forefront of my mind helps me to be like, okay, everything's fine. I got this. Like, it's cool, So
just keep the kid alive.
Yeah. That's the number one job.
Stuff I thought I would stress over, like him climbing over things. And I'm like, you know what? Keep the kid alive. Like, as long as you don't die, kid, we're good.
Exactly. So, new music, new projects. Are you working on anything?
I'm writing so much stuff. I'm going to just start testing it out at live shows and see how people feel about it before I record anything. I do need to record something because I want to put some exclusive content out there for just as gift to the people who love me the most.
Yeah.
All 5 of them.
Okay. Yeah.
No, but I'm writing more, creating more. I'm gonna get better at piano. I'm sorry for people in Oakland and Berkeley who are gonna have to listen to me play piano and sing, but I'm gonna get better. Just let me write it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's keep doing what I'm doing, make more products. I have more products going to New Standard or CBY Beauty. The brand is New Standard. And more products coming to my store too. So I'm just excited to like exist and create
And as far as your conditioner bar, can I get that on your website, or where do I find that?
You can find them on my website. There's 2 iterations of it. I have to be honest. I redid my bar and like added more things and took out some things for the new standard version. And I personally like the new standard version better.
Okay.
Yeah. I love that bar. It's preserved. My bars are all natural. They're not preserved. They could potentially grow mold in your shower after a few months if you don't use it. If you use it quickly, you're fine.
Okay.
But if you let it sit forever, it may grow things, you know what I mean? So this is a bar that's designed like for mass production. So it can sit on a shelf for a while.
Okay.
And not give you mold cancer or whatever.
That's a good thing. That's what we want.
But you can get my bars on my site. I'm eventually gonna like phase them out and direct everybody to the hair care products that I'm making for them.
Okay.
Like come to me for soap and bath and body, but go to them for hair care because they're about hair wellness, and I'm learning about hair wellness, but that's not my brand. You know what I mean? That's their brand. I'm just like, do it yourself. Make it at home. Oh, you don't want to make it at home? I got you.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Cool. So
I can send you things.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely connect with you after this because I'm so curious. Yeah, I would love to try out your stuff. Well, yeah, it was definitely like a pleasure just, talking with you, hearing more about your story and just getting to know you more. You can find your music on indie music streams, which is amazing. And tell people where they can find you on social media or, keep up with you.
Come to my website, Danielle-Helena.com. You can find me on Instagram at Danielle Helena Music and Facebook, Danielle Helena Music. I'm on Twitter, but it's not really for music stuff. It's just train of thought, _ Danielle Helena. And I do post it, like if I'm doing a show, I'll post on Twitter too. But for shows, definitely Instagram.
Okay.
And sign up for my email list because I send out notifications and product updates and sales, and because the store is so like small, I get to add new products whenever I feel like it, and I get to have fun with making stuff for people. So I'm always creating new things and sending out emails to let people know, like, hey, look what I did.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Well, Danielle, it was a pleasure talking with you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And you guys can catch us here at Indie Music Shorts every Friday at 6 p.m. Danielle Helena, it was great talking with you. And Cameron, thank you for sitting in on the interview. It was nice.
Thank you. I'm being shy now.
What did you say?
You want to watch Lion King? Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys have a good rest of your day, and it was good talking with you guys.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye.